my name is Judy, and I'm going to give you a TED Talk on the topic question empathy. Have you ever had an experience of questioning something that seemed totally natural or seems correct? Well, I'm going to introduce you to 3 people today who supports my topic, question everything. Well, the first person I'm going to introduce you to is called Isaac Newton. Well, he's famous for founding the law of universal gravitation, and he's told to find this law of universal gravitation by looking at the apple fall from the tree. And I think normal people would never get curious about why would the apple fall from the tree instead of flying around or staying in the air. But some people say that this story is fake, and he really never thought of it this way. But I was still impressed by his story, because if I were Isaac Newton and I asked people, why would the apple fall from the tree instead of flying around or staying in the air, and those people told me that, oh, stop thinking about such a stupid question and just go work or something, then I would be really depressed, and the universal gravitation idea would never come up to me. And I think those people who would really not get curious about the why would the apple fall from the tree would be the most useless people in the world of science or discovery. So I thought that maybe asking yourself or asking why things happen would really help the world of science. And if you don't get my point yet, I have the next person who will support my idea. And his name is Stephen Hawking, and he's also a famous scientist in cosmology and theoretical science. And he is really famous for many achievements, but I think he's really famous because he has so many achievements despite his illness in Lou Gehrig's disease. But today I'm going to focus on something else this time. And he announced the theory about the black hole which is that when the information is sucked into the black hole, some part of it gets lost during the transmission. But the theory wasn't quite right at the time. So many people got suspicious about his theory, and many people would ask why would this happen, but no one really came up to correct his theory, and because he was the big Stephen Hawking, and people were afraid of just rebelling against the big scientist. Well, but someone came up to correct his theory, and it was Stephen Hawking himself. Because no one else came up to correct his wrong theory, he himself had to come up to correct his own theory, and that really inspired me, because it taught me that you have to be even curious. You have to be even curious about something that you have done already, and just look back on them. And the last person I'm going to introduce is me, because I'm not saying that you guys have to learn something from me, but I have a story that really supports my topic, question everything. Well, I am currently majoring in archaeology and art history, which is a really interesting subject to really question everything. And I bet everyone knows what this is. This is a cone-shaped poetry in Korean, 비썰무늬 토기. And I bet everyone learned this in high school in history class. And I bet everyone knows this by a culinary poetry for storing food or cooking food, and the sharp end was used to stick it in the pebbles or sand in the seashore. But that isn't quite right, because I came to Seoul National University, and in my major class I learned that this could be the ritual poetry for the rulers, and it wasn't really the poetry for cooking or eating food. And I was really shocked, literally, because I learned that, oh, maybe that everything I've learned in high school's history class could be wrong. And that really made me think that, oh, maybe I should maybe question everything that we are learning right now in class and schools, and start to looking back on them, whether there is something wrong about it. And in my major class, we learned that you have to question everything, because when you find relics, there is no written words about it and no written records. So you have to really just infer from what you can see from the relics, and that is really hard, but you have to try questioning everything. So it can be hard, and you can be afraid to rebel against the current theories, but I think if you can't dare to question what's wrong, and if you can't dare to question everything, I think we can't improve. So let's question everything. Thank you for listening, and yes, this is discussion time, and we have about 6 to 7 minutes, and we'll start from the question number 1, which is, what do you think about Newton or Stephen's story?